Ah bon?
We've discovered a radiation leak in the laboratory on the quarantine
Ah.
platform. It's coming from testing equipment we installed the other day.
D'accord.
Members of the medical team have been conducting research there, but we'll evacuate them all from the research block to the containment block next to it. Emmerich.
There's no need to worry. No radioactive material is leaked, so the contamination won't spread. We just need to seal off the testing equipment.
I've dispatched the security team to get the researchers out. I'll keep you updated.
Ok. Ok. On va aller sauver le mec de la Mother Base. Mother Base. Qui doit être en Afrique, j'imagine, du coup. Parce que là, il y avait rien sur la map. Oui, tu m'as déjà dit.
We've discovered a radiation leak in the laboratory on the quarantine platform. It's coming from testing equipment we installed the other day.
Ah non, il en avait une
The
instant.
medical team have been conducting research there, but we'll evacuate them all from the research block to the containment
Là, il y
block
avait bien un
next to it.
numéro 8.
Emmerich.
There's no need to worry. No radioactive material is leaked, so the contamination won't spread. We just need to seal off the testing
J'ai cru voir un numéro 8. Bon, c'est pas grave.
I've dispatched the security team to get the researchers out. I'll keep you updated.
Ouais. Bon, on va quand même aller s'occuper de... Voilà, on va aller sauver le gamin. C'est où? C'est en Afrique. Bon, dans le doute... De toute façon, c'est une mission secondaire, alors on va changer radicalement de vêtements. Ah, ça y est, du coup, je suis repassé en normal, vous voyez. J'ai repris 5000 de... Allez, on va reprendre 10... on va prendre 10 dogs, ouais. Je suis repassé en mode héros. Donc voilà, ça c'est la tenue parasite. Alors quand on extrait des parasites, à partir de maintenant, on pourra développer des souches qu'on injecte dans la tenue pour avoir les capacités spéciales des skulls qu'on a extraits. À savoir être invisible, avoir l'armure, générer de la brume. Voilà. Par contre, ça réduit le rang d'émission au rang A. C'est comme le bandana infini ou la combinaison optique. Vous voyez l'espèce de gros tuyau là, à droite de l'oreille, tuyau bleu. Oh putain, oui, je me rappelle. C'est le champ pétrolifère. C'est là où on avait fait Nuit Noire, rappelez-vous.
Fighting's still the only way of life they know. If we don't bring them back, they'll just end up getting killed.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Bon, c'est assez simple, il est pas très loin. Voilà, bah, le D-Dog l'a déjà repéré. Ah oui, il y a du monde.
Development complete.
Ouais, t'inquiète pas. C'est bon, je peux les extraire maintenant.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Side ops list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at mother base.
Ouvre pas la porte. Pas grave, c'était juste une feinte. Je vais prendre cette DCA là. Par contre d'abord, on va éviter de se faire baiser. Voilà.
You destroyed their anti-air
Oui.
radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
On se casse. L'hélico. Ouais non, on va éviter de le mettre là. On va éviter. Hein. Ouais, on s'en fout. En plus, il est tout seul, greedy iguana, s'il te plaît. Y'a pas une secondaire dans le coin? La vallée de Loufla. Loufla. On va faire ces deux-là, déjà.
Extraction arrived at mother base. Please select a landing zone.
Ouais, par là c'est plus intéressant. Et je vais changer. Voilà. Le véhicule c'est plus la peine là. On va garder sous équipier. Ah oui, du coup en Solid Snake on n'a pas le bras robot. Hein. Puisque bah il peut pas décrocher son bras avec ce skin là. Ça paraît cohérent. Qu'est-ce que c'est ? D'ailleurs, je crois qu'on est quand on est à 100% avec le chien et le cheval, on peut les customiser aussi, genre changer leur plan, notamment. Dans la patte. Ok, alors par contre, je peux l'enlever le... Ouais. Ouais. Hop. Qui est parti, en plus on est de nuit donc ça va, c'est pas trop la galère.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Boss, you need to find
Ouais,
those kids
t'inquiète
who
pas.
escaped. Fighting's
T'inquiète
still the
pas.
only way of life they know. If we don't bring them back, they'll just end up getting killed.
Analysis complete.
Du coup, j'imagine que quand on a un costume où on n'a pas le bras robot, on n'a pas les améliorations qui vont avec. Genre le sprint plus long, enfin plus rapide, le rechargement plus rapide, etc. Merde.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Faire le tour pour être tranquille.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Voilà, être tranquille.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Voilà. C'est Big Boss qui m'a appris le CQC, mec.
You gotta extract him.
Voilà. Salut. Ouais, j'arrive.
A whole lot of trouble they put us through.
Ah, ce serait quand même vachement plus simple si on pouvait, les extraire même dans le... Même dans les... Comment dire, indoor, j'ai envie de dire. À l'intérieur. Voilà, personne n'a rien vu. Ouais, il va bien, il va bien. Il va très bien. Il va très très bien. Voilà. Ça s'est très bien passé. C'est bien la première fois que ça se passe aussi bien. Ça c'est pas cool.
Extraction arrived at mother base.
Ok, bah on se casse. Hein. On va retourner à la mother base, je pense. Et on s'arrêtera là parce que là c'est une grosse session que je suis en train de faire. Ça on s'en fout. Allez. Donc il y a tout ça. Plus la musique et on s'en fout. Ah oui, quand même. Ok, bon, on va d'abord retourner à la mother base.
Please select a landing zone.
Si jamais il y aura peut-être une cinématique. Et après on écoutera au moins le rapport de l'informateur. Ça va, pas de cinématique. Enfin, ça va. Là, j'ai pas le temps. Par contre, pour l'atterrir là, je sais pas trop. Ah bah non, si, c'est bon. Oui, du coup, j'ai changé la couleur de la mother base. J'espère que ça vous dérange pas. De toute façon, c'est ma base, je fais qu'est-ce que je veux, hein. Bonjour messieurs. Vous connaissez la procédure, hein. Branler pour tout le monde. Voilà. Je vous aime. Surtout toi. J'entends pas merci. Je préfère ça. C'est bien. Vous êtes des bons troufions. Vous irez loin. Vous irez loin. Est-ce que j'ai des trucs à rechercher du coup? Le c'est quoi comme Fulton? Fulton 3? Ah, c'est le Fulton pété. C'est le Fulton avec tous les ballons, je crois. Bah ok, parfait.
Staff assigned.
Ah oui, on avait dit qu'on écoutait les le rapport de l'informateur.
We finished decoding the informant's report. That floating kid we've run into a few times now. Looks like he was a test subject in clinical experiments.
Please
The
select
Soviets
the
called him the third boy. The third boy was brought to a lab on the outskirts of Moscow from Czechoslovakia, after which he was due to be sent to a research center in Leningrad, then Siberia, and finally an academic town in
Ah, il a eu une
Novosibirsk.
super enfance
It
alors.
doesn't appear that the researchers witnessed the talents we've seen from him, but nevertheless he was quite the popular subject. His latent cognitive abilities suddenly awoke en route to Moscow. According to the report, the third boy was easily influenced by other individuals' biofields. Evil thoughts, in particular.
D'accord.
They affected his mind like a virus. Extreme anger or resentment, motives for revenge, in other words. Now, during the transport flight to Moscow, the boy was exposed to a powerful mental energy field coming from a certain individual. Ever since, being conscious of his powers, he's become a sort of energy generator. What's unique about him is the way his acute telepathic abilities get taken over by another person's will. The boy began to physically parasitize individuals experiencing extreme anger and codify the host's desires.
D'accord.
This includes amplifying the host's natural strengths. Or, in accordance with the host's desires, he can also implant program code in another individual, making them a puppet, essentially. Human neural synapses transmit weak electrical currents between neurons. These electrical currents, though at a level difficult to observe, warp the magnetic field outside the body. The third boy is able to pick up these weak fluctuations. Contrary to psychotronics, which involves controlling the human mind, his abilities as a receptor are too high. The emotions he picks up from another individual are amplified and unleashed into his body as they recur in his brain. They turn into microwaves, which then affect the physical world,
D'accord.
triggering paranormal phenomena like the spontaneous combustion of organic matter or psychokinesis, moving an object without touching it. There's one other thing. While he's parasitizing a host, the boy's ego gets shut away, allowing the will of the host to take control of his powers, like some annoying static drowning out your own voice.
Ouais.
That means he isn't responsible for what's been happening. Somebody's extreme anger has manifested through the third boy's powers in ways none of us could have predicted, which would mean this was going on somewhere around us. Looking back on it, a lot of things make sense now. The man on fire, Sahelanthropus, they both came to life thanks to the third boy's
Oui.
powers.
Clairement.
Everything has been happening through him as a catalyst. We first saw him in the hospital on Cyprus. The boy parasitizing the man on fire's desire for revenge gave him his new abilities in return. He next appeared at the Hamid Fighters Fort where the honeybee was hidden.
C'est vrai.
There, the boy parasitized Skullface's vengeful mind. He controlled Sahelanthropus, making it do whatever Skullface wanted. Same goes for when we extracted Emmerich onto the chopper. When he appeared at the Devil's House in Central Africa, Skullface's will controlled the man on fire via the third boy's powers. Everything is clear up to this point. But even the informant couldn't pinpoint who the host was in the cave within Surat power plant. Sahelanthropus suddenly became active, then crushed not only the man on fire, but Skullface as well. Surely neither of them could have been the host.
Eh oui.
Who else was at that location?
Apparemment, ce serait
and
Ellie, hein,
more
si
anger,
on
more
regarde bien la
extreme than
cinématique.
either of them. Whose will was controlling Sahelanthropus? According to the report, emotions transmitted in children's brains affect the surrounding magnetic field
Voilà.
more strongly. Cerebral nerves are covered with insulation called myelin sheaths to increase impulse speed. The reason for this leakage has to do with the fact that children's myelin sheaths are still developing. So, how many children do you remember being there? Children with a burning desire for revenge and bearing a grudge.
Il est malin,
against you.
Ocelot.
I can think of only one. Eli.
Eli.
We don't know what kind of life he's had, but the resentment he's shown toward adults is nothing short of extraordinary. The third boy resonated with Eli's mind. And that means Eli bore the strongest animosity of all individuals within the boy's reception range, estimated to be a 3-mile radius, beating out even Vulcan and Skullface. The third boy has probably remained hooked on Eli's anger since. You remember at the Devil's House, the third boy showed an interest in Shabani?
Ouais, c'est vrai.
That must have been his ego making a rare appearance. He may possess abilities far beyond anyone else in the world, but he's still a kid. Maybe them both being kids was enough to bring them together. And if so, maybe with Eli, he isn't feeding off him, but acting in symbiosis with him.
C'est possible, effectivement.
So what kickstarted the third boy's powers? If we look at the location and time that his plane went down, we can make a pretty good guess. When the plane experienced the first anomaly, it gave an accurate report of its position to a control tower, due north of the Black Sea, 125 miles east of Kiev. Dead south on the Black Sea is Cyprus's Green Line. So the plane's position was directly north of the hospital where you'd been asleep for 9 years. And this anomaly was reported at exactly the same time that you woke up. The plane was enveloped in flame from the inside out. The fuselage burnt to ashes. There were no survivors, at least not publicly admitted. Your thoughts formed a synchronicity with the boy's psyche and were amplified inside his brain. That would have been more than enough to trigger his abilities. Your rage was like a big bang in his head, blowing the lid off his powers. The boy was then secretly moved to the lab outside of Moscow where Vulcan was comatose. There, Vulcan's thoughts resonated with the boy and he was awakened. Vulcan became the man on fire, hell-bent on getting revenge on you.
Donc c'est la soif de vengeance de Big Boss qui a d'abord déclenché ça.
From Operation Snake Eater, or perhaps from even before. Monitoring this pair of extraordinaries, he discovered the hospital and sent his assassin and XOF. Skullface was probably watching the situation from close by. Then, realizing how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's
alors, vous faites chier à parler, les mecs.
This time, the boy let Skullface's will control Vulcan. Vulcan, at times driven by personal revenge, at times through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug had been pulled from the socket. Everything, without perhaps there... Then, realizing how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's thirst for revenge, this time the boy let Skullface's will control Vulcan. Vulcan, at times driven by personal revenge, at times through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug had been pulled from the socket. Everything was powered by anger, malice, revenge. This is how the end of the report sums things up. Both the third boy and the man on fire were originally test subjects of paranormal research for military applications. Like telekinetically controlling the leader of an enemy nation and making him launch a nuke. Or stopping the heart of someone on the wrong side of the Berlin Wall.
Ah, provoquer des crises cardiaques.
Human abilities. They were used as tools of the Cold War. The boy's only crime was being born with unique gifts. But he was sacrificed on the altar of war. His life reduced to slavery under other people's wills. Turned into a living weapon with no will of his own. And eventually the only emotion he could feel must have been the desire to get revenge for the hand he'd been dealt. Boss, it's you that awakened the boy's powers. But there's more to it than that. I guess the anger emanating from you
ah, comment tu peux savoir ça?
is something he could truly relate to.
Bon. Ok, bah écoutez les gens, nous on va se quitter là et on se retrouvera la prochaine fois pour continuer ces petites histoires et puis il nous reste quoi à faire? Objectivement. Sauver les enfants encore? Ouais. Ok. Ok. Ah bah voilà, je savais bien qu'il y avait un soldat à Vallée de Loufa. Ok. Bon bah on fera ça. Donc moi je vous dis à la À la plus tard, exactement, et je vous fais des bisous. Voilà, à plus.
Analysis
That's the
complete.
target. I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago. Bring him home, boss.
You have arrived at your destination. Side op completed.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to
Extraction
us.
arrived at Mother Base.